Welcome students. So this is your trainer Abhijit once again. So basically we have discussed in the previous lessons regarding the different models of software testing. So the last model that we show was V-shaped model, and just after V-shaped model we also explore about the iterative and red models, right, for the application development. We have also talked about agile development and methodology, and who can engage to one project with an agile development and methodology. Features, what are the features of agile development, right? So basically we get to know this all the models before that, how a software developer or how a software development life cycle actually works, right? So that we can also understand and we can design our test cases, and to make effective test cases, to create an effective test plan, we should know that how the software development life cycle goes, right? Perfect. So basically we have also discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of agile development methodologies. So now today we'll be talking about the verification and validation in software testing. So what is verification, and what is the difference between verification and validation? So guys, as simple words, if you just see the meanings, so verifications means what? Verifications means verifying something, correct? Making something, that whether the fact, to come out with a fact of a particular situation of a particular need, right? So validation, again, here is a product validation, which is software validation and verification. Validation means it is a kind of a review or approval stage wherein whether it will be validated, whether whatever will be the consequences at the end, that we'll be able to discuss about it. So in the verification, what we do static testing. Why? And what we do in static testing? So basically we plan test cases, we write test cases, but we don't execute them. In the validation phase, we do dynamic testing as discussed, wherein we execute those test cases, test plans, using different methods and tools, right? Involves document checking. It means what? That whatever we have written, whatever we are documenting while developing something, while testing something, is thing will be documented, correct? So what are the changes that we did, what are the defects we are able to found? Validation means involve execution of codes. So say for an example that uh, say for example, I have written a document wherein I stated that what is the requirement, okay, and what are the module that are supposed to be designed in the coding form, right? Now in the next we in the validation section, or we can say, so basically what we'll be doing in the validation section, we'll be executing those code. Now this can be development code, this can be script, okay, script like JavaScript, Selenium script. So basically this is the Selenium ID key, using the Selenium ID key, Eclipse, different in the automation testing. But in manual testing will be only what we will be doing, will be checking those documents. So that now find presence and location of the defect means where, what, and how the defect is there. So say for an example, if we able to found that there is a defect in the login module of a particular software, then when we can find this. Now when I say when, it means that, so for example, we are able to find that particular issue, or we are able to find that error once we complete certain steps, right? So let's try this with another example to understand it in the better way, right? So say for an example that I do have a login model. Okay, this is my login model. Okay, in the login module, basically I will have a different stages, multiple stages, isn't it? So for login module, first I have to register myself. This is a say for example, this is first step. Second step is what? Second step is verification. It means through OTP or some kind of text-based code that will be sent to the number, and it will be verified, or through a security code. The third stage is what? Third stage is able to log in with the same password that we have registered, with the same credential. It means the credential that we put while registering to a particular software, we are able to log in using those credentials. So say for an example, this is 1, this is 2, this is third stage, and this is fourth stage, correct? Now, say for an example that as we saw in the example that it says that find presence and location of defect. It means what? Say for an example, this is a login module. So within login module, I am able to find a defect. Where I am able to find the defect? In the OTP section, in the verification section. What defect we are able to find? Suppose that OTP is not getting triggered. OTP is not getting triggered to the phone number. So this is a problem. This is a big issue. So, and where we are able to find these issues? We are able to find this issue in the login module when clicking on send on OTP. And what error we are getting, what bug we are getting, what defect we are getting? We are getting an error which says that you have to enter a valid OTP, or the entire OTP is invalid. Okay, so this is how the module will work. Okay, so same it is mentioned here as well, that it would find that where the defect is, what the defect is, and how it will be resolved. But find only presence of defect. It means in the validation phase, as a tester, our job responsibility is to what? Just to find the defect. We are not here to rectify, or would say to fix those bugs. We just have to identify the defects and the particular module. Answer: are we developing product right? It means that in the verification we say that whatever product as per the requirement needs to be developed, are we developing product in the right manner, using the right method, using the right programming languages, using the right software development lifecycle, right? But in the validation phase, we just turn out and twisted the question, and we say that are we developing the right product? It means whatever we are developing, is it a quality product? Is it a right product for the as per the requirement, as per the customer who are going to use this product? So you see, there's a bit different of tweak and twisted questions. The verification, we are saying, are we developing the product in the right manner? If you want to expand it, you can expand it in that way, that are we developing a product in the right manner, with the right path, with the right steps? And in validation, we are twisting it and we are saying, are we developing right product? So whatever we are developing, can it be a right product? Can it be a quality product, a defectless product, a error-free product? So this is the difference. Next, it says developing according to business requirement and specification, which is known as BRS. Business requirement, it means how the client or the project want the particular software to behave. So is it going as per that? Now, developing according to requirements documented. It means, now what is the difference between that? So say for an example, the validation phase, what we see that whatever, say for an example, let's come to the same example. Okay, so this say for an example, these modules are getting developed. Okay, now first I code this particular, which is login module. This one, wherein I put some authentication security. And then I put this code, which is to verify with the existing user. Okay, now let's say for an example that each of the steps have a documentation, right? Each of the steps have a documentation where it is written at what we are developing, how we are developing. Okay, now say for an example that a developer or a tester document. So for an example, I am who is developing from the beginning is not developing, is not with the project anymore. Now someone else will be developing or testing the software, correct? So say for an example, if it is documented, so if this developer documented that the software should behave like even without registering an any phone number or email, the user will able to log in as a guest. So for an example, this is the logic this particular developer or tester written in the document. Now the next tester or the developer is going to follow as per the document, whatever is written in the document. Okay, but however in the verification phase, what we'll be doing, we'll be only focusing on the requirement, that what needs to be developed. what we should develop, what the product will be, what the end product will be. This is where we focus in terms of verification, but in validation we focus on the document that is already written by some developer or tester. We focus on that and we follow that. Okay, so this is the difference of a validation and a verification. Examples: walkthrough, inspection, technical review. It means walkthrough means what? Walkthrough means wherein entire team, okay, so for an example there are four developers, so the entire team includes the manager, the hierarchy level, okay, whoever the team lead of the project, they do physical inspection of that particular software, they do physical verification of that particular software, along with the team, that whether each of the aspects are working or not. Say for example, my responsibility is to review, someone else's responsibility is to develop, someone else's responsibility is to pass review. So basically each of the different aspect of a particular software development, we gathered those people and we have a walkthrough, what walkthrough verification of that particular software, that what has been developed, what was the requirement, and how it is. Now in the same, in the validation phases, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance test. It means what? First the unit testing, which will be individually tested by the developer, then integration testing, which will be combining by the developer and the software tester, then we do have a system testing, okay, that will be done based on the hardware, operating system, versions, okay. Acceptance testing, which is acceptance testing, which will be done as a validation, which will be done from the user, by the user end, okay. So basically this is the difference. This is, you can take this is a part of testing, and this is a part of how the development and the testing goes, right? So there's a difference if you see. So